So, I was wondering if I can get the aux miss.
And welcome to Pass the Aux. I'm one of your hosts, Gavin the Chef Cook, and my co-host, as always,
Callie Cole.
What is poppin'?
Not much. How are you doing?
I'm doing good.
Yeah?
It's been a day
Yeah.
so far.
Almost spring break. Got 1 day left. One day of classes.
I think that's what it is. Everyone's just like, hey, spring break's about to happen.
Everyone's done.
Stress you and confuse you real quick.
Oh, yeah. Let's add all the papers, all the tests, all at once. Go.
That's
Absolutely.
how it be.
Oh, yeah.
But other than that, like, I'm doing well.
Yeah.
You know, it's been a great start of the year for music.
Yeah.
And so it
Not bad.
makes doing all this easier.
Oh, yeah. I was looking at all the projects that dropped, like, what was it, last Thursday? Not not like today, but last Thursday. It was insane. Like singles, albums, stuff like that.
Yeah, and then tonight alone is also going to be just bonkers.
Oh, yeah? What's coming out tonight?
We're getting a Macklemore album. It's just entitled Ben.
What?
Yeah. There's a Macklemore album. The Creed 3 soundtrack is dropping, which is basically just another Dreamville album.
Absolutely.
There's Nicki Minaj is dropping a single.
Okay.
I just saw a tweet about it, and I think I saved it specifically to talk about here.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. So we're getting The Weeknd is dropping Live at SoFi, and I think it's just a live album. Kali Uchis is dropping Red Moon and Venus.
Okay.
Probably the biggest and like craziest announcement of this all is J-Hope from BTS is dropping a single entitled On the Street with none other than J. Cole, of all people.
Oh.
Yeah. It's weird, but if you're on Twitter, you know that BTS fans are everywhere, and they're in all the comments, all the replies and everything, just posting like fan cams. There was a BTS fan in the comments that like posted like old screenshots about like J-Hope whenever they were like first coming up, and like they were like, J. Cole's my idol. They're the reason I want to make music.
Yeah.
So like it's kind of cool for them.
Can you imagine J. Cole fans with BTS fans though? Like, because I just don't see those audiences.
It's a weird combination.
Yeah.
And I do not know how to feel about it.
I don't either.
It
Oh
is
my gosh.
something.
That's news to me. That's what I'm going to be listening to at midnight.
Yeah, that's really weird. Slow Tie's dropping an album. All of De La Soul's projects from the 90s are getting put on streaming platforms finally.
Okay.
Which is perfect timing due to one of the members recently just passing away. I feel bad. I don't have the name off the top of my head, even though I am a De La Soul fan. Sorry. But Masigo's dropping an album also. But it's a crazy week given like the content in the context of what is dropping.
Yeah.
And it's all over the place.
Crazy.
Nervous about Nicki Minaj's drop though.
Hit or miss.
Fingers crossed it's a miss or a hit. I mean, sorry, it's not a miss. I meant
It's
to
like,
say.
don't do Nicki like that.
I meant to say
Oh,
fingers crossed it's a
man.
hit because she's had a couple misses that I didn't want.
Yeah, she has.
I
No
think-
more of those.
I think the last hit we got was when she released her, which technically it was already a mixtape that was out, Beam Me Up, Scotty, but it had Seeing Green, which was a new track with her, Drake, and Wayne.
She's had other songs blow up since then.
Yeah.
Not your kind of songs.
Not that they're, not like, I don't know. It's weird. I really was not a fan of, what's the name of the one that was on our station for a while?
Oh, yeah, that's exactly what I was thinking of. Oh, my God.
That one may have been a commercial hit, but that, Nicki,
What is that song called? I know you know. Oh, Super Freaky Girl.
Yeah.
That's it. Yeah. What? You didn't like? I like that song. I'm sorry. Stand by it.
I don't know. If it was done slightly differently, I would have a lot more like love for it, but it felt like she was just recreating Anaconda. I
guess.
You can have
but I love it.
You can have a great sample and go far with it, but come on, Nick, you did Anaconda.
Yeah.
Like,
I guess, but they both blew up and made her a ton of money.
that's true. So, I'm not gonna say it was a complete miss. I just didn't like it that much.
I get what you're saying.
But it was a vibe though for a little bit. I think
Yeah.
I just got tired of it, just like I did with Anaconda.
Yeah.
But other than that, like that's all the new stuff that's coming out.
Crazy.
At least as of right now. There's some
Yeah.
rumored stuff that we'll get into in a little bit.
Dun dun dun.
But other than that, like what have you been listening to adamantly?
Okay, my music's been kind of all over there again right now. Still a lot of the Quinn album.
That's so good though. I've been going back to it also.
I know. It's just so it's not always like the biggest vibe. I was back I was listening to a lot of Skrillex. Actually, the songs that you showed me in New York have been stuck in my head like crazy.
Really?
The Jiggy Part 1 by Cutthroat Louie. I cannot stop listening to that. I started playing it earlier, and my friend goes, "What are you listening to?" Because it's just the Phineas and Ferb intro at first.
I showed Marcus that last night.
It's so
and
good, though.
He just goes, "What is this?"
But
and
it's so good.
I was like, context. He's in a wheelchair, and you're about to hear the best line in your whole life.
I listened to that too.
About to hear the best line in your whole life because Louie's in a wheelchair. And this is the best ever. No, I had no idea that you were as put on as you were.
Those got added to my monthly music playlist. That and
bangers.
That and Look at You.
I'm
And
obsessed with Win.
I've got some old Nav in there too, some old Meek Mill. Like just very random this month. I don't really know.
Oh yeah. No, I completely get that because mine has been.
It's just been all over.
This is gonna be new for you, everyone. Okay, brace yourselves. I was not listening to like boom bap rap.
Oh no!
Lately.
Gab, are you okay?
I'm okay.
Okay, just checking.
There's just been so much that's happened. Like I guess the closest boom bap rap I listened to was Logic's new album.
Okay.
And I went into it expecting like to be disappointed, because it's Logic and he either makes a beautiful album or really just upsets everyone.
What is this? Yeah. Supermarket.
Not even that he like. Not even that like Supermarket, for example. Not even that it's like terrible. It's just not like what we wanted from Logic.
Yeah.
Like if it was anyone else, it'd probably be a great album. But I do know people that actually love Supermarket. I'm sorry.
I question their music taste.
I'm sorry to you, everyone who likes Supermarket.
Don't like it.
I can't do it.
I also can't
I've
do it.
tried. You know, and I've seen people show love to it. And I'm like, maybe I'm just missing out on something here, right? No.
Disagree.
No, but I really like Logic's new album. Surprisingly, you know, like I said, I went into it expecting to be a little disappointed, but it feels authentic.
Yeah.
And it's Logic like at his best.
Okay,
you know,
okay.
reminiscing, because apparently College Park is like a literal park he used to go with his friends, and like that's where he found out he wanted to be a rapper, and they used to hang out and smoke and just do goofy stuff, and that's pretty much what it is like throughout the whole album you hear someone say like taking it back to 2017, like right before he blew up, or 20 whenever it was. But Seth MacFarlane is on this album. The voice of Peter Griffin. And
okay. I haven't listened to it yet just because I looked at it and I like to start and finish it. It's an hour and 7 minutes, which like isn't a problem, but like I just haven't had that time.
I'm going to keep the Seth MacFarlane part a surprise then. If you're actually interested in giving it a try, I'm going to keep it a surprise then.
Okay.
It's not what you expect.
Okay.
Just know I loved it.
So go listen.
So if you haven't heard it, or because the sound's blowing up on TikTok right now, they've taken the clip from that song.
Yeah.
But other than that, like I've been listening to Don Toliver's album.
Okay.
Very R&B heavy.
Yeah.
The Emotional Oranges dropped a single with one of my favorite new R&B artists, Unusual Demont, and he also dropped a single recently. Puya and Young Gravy dropped a single together, and that one's it's not bad. It's just weird.
Yeah.
It's like I was just like, wait. Where is the verse?
Whoa.
I was like, where is the verse? This song feels like one giant hook.
Yeah.
But it's pretty good though. Like it's a vibe and a half at least. And then Conway the Machine dropped a song called Super Bowl with Juicy J.
Nice.
Banger.
Haven't heard it.
And then I started listening to the Gorillaz album, but I haven't finished it yet.
Okay.
I had to listen to at least the Stevie Nicks song before I stopped listening to it. But
is that good?
Yeah.
I've been wanting to listen to it, but I haven't yet.
Yeah. I'm excited to finish it because they also have De La Soul on the album at some point too. They put out the deluxe version almost immediately, which added like 4 or 5 new tracks. But short of that, like I'm going to give it a try eventually.
Yeah.
But let's talk the bangers today.
All right. So Glockoma 2
by
Key Glock. Is that what we're starting with?
Yeah, we can start with that one.
All right. Alrighty. So this was a 15-song album. It lasted 40 minutes, and it came out February 24th.
24th?
Yeah.
22nd.
22nd.
Sorry, my brain wasn't working.
Because I can't read.
That's okay. It came out in February. It came out last week.
What? Mine says February 24th, 2023.
What?
Bum. Wait, I want to see yours. What? What? Okay, wait. I actually want to, I'm going to just show. Mine says February 24th, if you can make it that blurry. Nope, you can't. But we promised that they actually say different things on Apple Music. We're both looking at Apple Music on the same album, so.
Oh man.
Cool. Alrighty.
But
so
this
it came
is,
out.
Yeah. So this is his first. That's why. I don't know why, but there's 2 albums.
Oh, solid.
But this is his first project since collaborator and one of his like closest friends, Young Dolph, got shot and killed. Mm-hmm. And everyone was worried about him for a minute because he like disappeared off all socials. Mm-hmm. And then he announced he was dropping this album. I'm glad it was a follow up to his 2018 mixtape instead of him like putting. Sounds bad, but instead of him like getting real emotional.
Yeah, I get what you're saying.
It's the same as like Ski Mask. When X passed away, we didn't want an album of him trying to make sad music.
Yeah. But
having like little nods and him saying like, I'm going through
respects
it.
but keeping your style.
Exactly.
Yeah.
That's how Key Glock is, you know. Mm-hmm. He's the definition of
I wouldn't take
make
this
some
as
hustler
like a
music.
sad album. It was definitely generic.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like he has his moments where he's like, I miss my dog.
Oh yeah.
But like short of that, he keeps it upbeat. He keeps it as he normally does. Mm-hmm. But he switches his style up a lot from normal, for him at least. And I really like that about this album. Production, as always, just goes crazy. I don't know.
You think?
I don't know who his producer is, but his producer does something. Like the drum patterns are always the same, but there's always like this little sound in the background you notice. Like whether it's someone just pressing a piano key.
Now you see. Okay, I'm glad that you said that because there were some songs in here where I was like, stop. In and Out of Town, that song. There's a little beep in the background. I don't know what that was, but that's the only thing I could focus on in that song. I was like, stop.
That's why I'm saying his producer is crazy.
I hated it.
Whether it's good or bad, he's crazy.
Oh, yeah. No, now I noticed that in a lot of the songs, but I'm gonna say that one song, it irritated me and I hated it. But I know exactly what you're talking about because I wrote that down specifically. God.
Yeah, but like overall, like I went into this project expecting normal Key Glock, and I was a little bit surprised given like how his past projects had sounded. I'm glad to see him changing his style. Yeah. Because he did some interviews recently, and I'm worried for him even more than I was, because they were like, "What do you like to do? Like, you like going out with friends?" He's like, "I don't." He's like, "I don't go out." They're like, "Oh, you just stay at home, watch TV?" He goes, "I don't watch TV." They're like, "What do you do?" He's like, "I just be walking around the house thinking to myself." Oh. And they're like, "Are you okay?" And he's like, "Yeah." He was like, "Yeah."
I think so. Maybe.
I'm about to see if he needs company because I am worried. I hope he's okay.
That's good.
Sad face.
Not good, but like
R.I.P. Dolph, but
gosh.
No, but he did say he goes a lot of it's like brainstorming. He goes a lot of it's like me trying to level up. He said like because that's what's next for me. You know, I've done what I can to get where I'm at. He goes, now it's time for me to just try some crazy stuff, next level. Yeah. And I think this is like the prelude to that because it's not. This is new and original for him, but it's not what he's saying. I think this is a project he was making when he decided he wanted to level up. Okay. And so you can kind of get like a taste of it. But
but he's not putting it all into it.
He's not there yet.
Okay. I'm going to be honest. Overall, I thought this album was kind of mid. Like it was, I don't have anything where I'm like, God, there's not one song on here where I'm like, I hated that. Even with that sound. Okay. I didn't like that song, but it's just because that's not a song where like I'd have a problem if somebody was playing it and we're all in the background hanging out or we're listening to it in the car. But I'm talking as a headphone album. I was like, this is irritating me. Like I do not want this. But that's the only song on here where I was like, I hate this. But not much really stuck out and grabbed. Like I didn't feel like there was one grabber song on this album, which is like kind of what I look for to base everything out off of. Because I thought the beats were good. Like I thought the production was good, but it just was the same level like the whole time. Like it just, there was no variation, and that's what I didn't love.
I get that. I completely
just felt
get
very
that.
It just felt very average. Like it sounded like a lot like the first song. I just didn't like it felt like he overused very common lyrics, like stuff about Kurt Cobain and stuff like that, where I'm like, okay, everybody says that when they're talking about something like this.
Yeah.
Like, maybe let's just think about, so it's not like it was bad, it just was average. Like, that's just kind of what I got from this project. But I also am not like somebody who avidly listens to Key Glock. Like, I don't know much about his old projects. I've listened to his hits and I've heard stuff here and there. And I went back and listened to the first album a little bit, but I don't follow him like that.
Yeah. No, I completely get that. Like, comparatively, I'm not going to sit here and say this is like one of my favorite albums of the year.
Yeah.
My brain's not working. I apologize. No, like, because we have different, like, comparative, like, fortes and, like, what we actually listen to.
Yeah.
I do listen to Key Glock often, and so like, that's how I can be like, yeah, he's evolving, trust me.
Yeah.
But, you know, going off of, like,
so
you
maybe
not
he'll be
listen-
better.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So you not listening to him all the time makes complete sense for you to be like, evolved from what?
Yeah. But, like, this was just very average to me. So I guess if you don't see an evolution at all from him, this is just, I don't know, it sounds like every other kind of this type of rap.
Oh yeah, I could.
Yeah.
That makes complete sense. I do think like I do completely agree with you on like some of the lyrics being dated. Granted, that's just what we're gonna get for a little bit,
right?
Just how the world works, sad face. But I do like how he's got a few really good, clever lines in here. I just gotta find them somewhere, wherever they went. Because I was listening to one of the songs last night, and me and Marcus literally both were like,
"Okay,
wait, that was actually like really clever."
Yeah.
Like one of them, he said like "P.O.P. just hold it down," and that was like the Vine reference.
Okay.
I guess that wasn't that clever. That was just funny to me. But he had something. I'd have to find it later. But
yeah.
No, but like overall, I think this is better comparatively from like his normal work. Like he's definitely improving and getting better over time with all of this. But at the same time, like I completely get like this is generic trap music.
Yes,
like,
that's what I'm.
He's got a unique voice, but he's not making.
I think
music.
Well, like you were saying, the production skill is there. Like he just needs to take some sort of risk because there was nothing bad, but there was nothing great about this album. Like he's gonna go up or down. Like I just feel like the next one up or down.
Yeah.
But you want to do some of your favorite songs on the album, or any songs you want to talk about in particular?
Okay, so 2 for 1.
Oh.
The beat switch in that song.
Oh, that's
came
one of the
nowhere.
Okay, that's one of the few songs. I have a couple songs like so I write down the album on my little list and then I bold some of them, and that's one of my bolded ones actually. I agree. I normally hate stuff like that. Yeah. I love it. I loved it.
That one
I thought
came
it was so
out
good.
Of nowhere.
Yeah.
Cuz like I was sitting there and I was just like, man, he's going off right now. I was like, he's really hungry. And then it switched and he like started going even harder, and I was just like,
okay,
calm down. But no, I really like that song. Pretty much the first 4 songs on the album, like where the stars are on Apple Music, are great 4 songs to start with. But I also really liked Key Rex. I liked Ratchet and F a Feature, which is hilarious given there's no features on this album.
Yeah, there was not one feature on this album, which I thought was an interesting choice.
Yeah, especially with a lot of trap music nowadays, it's very feature heavy.
I feel like a feature or two in this album could have elevated it so much, just because he does sound so similar in all his songs. Like throw in somebody else's style just a tiny bit on one of these songs, and I actually think he could have had some awesome song. So, can I say the track for 6, or am I not allowed to do that? I don't remember.
6, yes.
Okay. Well, I understand the ones that are but I liked Pop My Shit. I liked that one a lot. So I didn't care for Dirt at all.
That one was like a vibe.
Dirt?
No.
The first one? Oh,
Pop My Shit.
I did not like Dirt. So when you were talking about the first 4, I agree with that mostly. Track 1 and 3 were okay. I actually did not like the opening at all. I just felt like that's where he most overused the lyrics there. And it was just the most unoriginal. Like, it wasn't bad, but it was so unoriginal that I just didn't like it.
He's beating a dead horse.
Yeah. And but I liked Chromosomes, 2 for 1, Pop My Shit, Work. Those were like my favorites from this track.
Yeah.
So it was 2, 4, 5, and 6. That's where I thought it started to get good. The rest of it just felt repetitive, similar.
Yeah.
I see how maybe if I didn't listen to it all together, some of these songs would stick out more. But it's like one of those projects where I'd rather break it down.
Oh yeah, and I completely get that because this feels like his when did that come out? His first like debut album, Glockoma, was also no features for 16 tracks, and that's like really what like blew him up.
Yeah,
and and I'm trying to think of like how to word it. It's similar vibes to like this. Like it started off super strong. Yeah. But like once you get to like the latter half of it, it's like you can pick and choose what songs you know are going to be good and which ones you know are going to just be repetitive. And so I completely agree on the feature thing. It's just really weird seeing no features at all. Yeah. But then at the same time, like looking at his discography, I've realized he really hardly ever has features.
Oh yeah.
Like his last project, Yellow Tape, the original version, not the deluxe, had 16 tracks, no features, 46 minutes.
Well, props to him then. Maybe he'll just maybe he just loves what he's doing and loves putting out his own work. However, in my opinion, that's never somebody, unless you're going to be a little more collaborative, you're just not going to blow up. Like that just won't happen.
Yeah, because Yellow Tape 2 was the last project. I lied. The not deluxe version was 17 with no features, and then the deluxe version was 30 with no features, and that's an
30 songs, no features. That is just too long.
Yeah, that's like, an hour and 23 of just him.
Okay, but 30 songs on an album is just too long.
He has no features on any of his projects except for the ones he did with Young Dolph.
Oh my lord. Okay, well, get some other opinions. Maybe don't sit in your house by yourself. Collab with somebody else. Brainstorm together.
Yeah, I can see that happening, especially since I hate to say it, but he's got a little bit of the Ski Mask vibe going. You know, Young Dolph passed away. He's kind of getting like pushed into the spotlight now. Yeah, and so I could see him doing more collab work.
Hopefully he does, because I think he could be a good artist, but he needs somebody to push him out of his shell.
Exactly. He's a lot of fun. Yeah. And him alone takes away the fun once I get to track 10. Yeah. And so no more. Give us some fun, man.
Yeah. Alrighty. So, out of 15 songs, what do you want to rank this album?
I'd probably give this one probably an 11 out of 15.
Okay. Now,
let's say 12, but Randy Orton made me mad. So
why?
Because it's just WWE references the whole song.
Kobe a song Clark for you. I love how we both went like Kobe. Like, no, we didn't have to say anything. We just both went, yeah, Kobe.
Kobe Clark would go crazy.
This is for you, Kobe. Now, my rating's super harsh, but it's not. Okay, again, I pick out of just what songs I would add to my playlist. I'd go back. So I only gave it like a 5 out of 15. That's being generous for the amount of songs I would pull. But like, I don't believe that this album was like F quality, like 5 out of 15. I just feel like it's so average. It's
your
cool.
Your rating isn't like how I rate it, where it's like collectively.
I'd say there's only like one song on here where I'd be like, turn this off if it's on.
And that was In and Out of Town. Yeah.
Yep. Other than that, so I mean, it's not a bad album. It's hard to rank this one for me, but
it's
average.
I get that. I will say, even though it's not my favorite project he's put out, nor is it going to be an album of the year contender, I will say I am impressed with him switching things up, trying new stuff. 2 takeaways: switch it up harder, come with the crazy stuff like you promised, and 2, make some friends.
Yes, make some friends. I stand by that one.
Yeah, because don't oversaturate your music by featuring on every single track.
Love how you love it.
You don't need to, but by all means, please make a friend or 2. Call me. I'll help you.
Oh man,
I'll do
love
whatever
it.
you want me to do. I'll stand in the background and just go if you want me to, and you can just put featuring.
I'm sure he'd hate that.
I'm sure he'd love it. You heard how his production works.
No. Yes, I have actually. All right, into the Dreamville Fest lineup.
So, we got the news
Of course.
about Dreamville Fest
Woo woo.
and the lineup this year.
Yeah.
And
You want to talk about when and where it is first?
yes,
So it's on April 1st and 2nd is that Raleigh, North Carolina?
Raleigh,
North Carolina.
it's okay. You're not from North Carolina. You're not in trouble.
Raleigh, North Carolina. There we go. Got it.
But yeah, it's a Saturday and a Sunday. It's like almost $300 a ticket. Otherwise, I'd be going. But they announced the lineup. They always bring out a lot of fun guests for this.
I have to talk about so we know how music festival concerts, so they rank like whoever's headlining biggest, and then every artist gets smaller based on like however popular, size stage, whatever.
Yeah.
Usher is the top one? No, like I love Usher. Like I could get down with that, but Usher?
Yeah, Usher is headlining
Really?
day one. Day one.
Really?
Yeah,
Like,
day one, baby.
Usher?
Yeah.
Like, I mean, okay, cool.
So-
I don't have anything else to say about that.
That's kind of the fun part about the Dreamville Festival
Yeah.
is they literally are doing it just for funsies. Like J. Cole's like, all right, guys, who do you want to invite this year?
No, like,
It's like summer camp for Dreamville, basically.
listen, like,
And I'm sure it had to be like J. Cole or Aria Lennox or someone to have been like, can we ask Usher? I just really want Usher to come.
like, don't get me wrong, I love Usher. Like,
It's just
I could
you don't
get down to an Usher concert, but
You
like,
just don't hear about him much right now.
the last time he had any songs blow up was like 2012. Like, and that's
Yeah. 'cause,
not,
he's-
those aren't
'cause
even
he's
his
put
big
out
songs.
music. It just ain't good.
A little bit, but he dropped an album in 2018. He dropped an album in 2022 because I'm looking it up right now, but it's called My Way 25th Anniversary. So I'm looking if these are just remakes.
Yeah, that's just a re-release,
Yeah.
remaster or something.
Right. So he has
the
not.
album from 2018. I think that's the one that has Young Thug on it. Is the cover art like
A?
a statue of him that's crumbling?
No. That's
been
so
a
A
minute.
didn't blow up at all. It's got Gunna and Future on it, but
Oh,
that's
that's
about
why.
it. Hard to Love came out in 2016.
That's the one.
And that's the one with No Limit with Young Thug.
That's the last
that-
song I remember like doing somewhat well.
Right. But like even then, I was thinking way back to like the 2012
Yeah,
Looking for Myself, like the side profile, got the tattoos on the neck.
Yeah, DJ Got Me Falling in Love era.
Yeah.
Usher.
Oh, well, that's even sooner than that. Like,
Oh wow.
Or I meant that's after that. Like DJ Got Me Falling in Love's 2010, 2008, 2004.
wow.
We're like pushing it up there. That's why I was like, Usher. I mean,
Hey,
yeah, but
It's probably the same thing. They got Sean Paul at this thing.
okay.
So
Do you want to go through it and start with Saturday and
Sorry.
go through those lineups?
punched the microphone on accident. Yeah, so headlining is Usher, followed by Lil Durk, Ari Lennox, City Girls, Sean Paul, Earth Gang, Jesse Reyes, Key Glock, Sir, Lute, Omen, Marcus Clay, and Victony.
So good. So
Um,
good.
Why is Sean Paul here?
Dude, I know. It's like, what is going on? It's
And-
like they knew what they wanted to do for Sunday, but then they're like, let's goof around Saturday.
Pretty much.
Usher,
So
Sean Paul.
no disrespect to City Girls because they've made
Yeah.
some of the most just energetic club anthems I've heard in my life. Why
How are they above Earth Gang?
That's what I was about to say. Why are they above Earth Gang?
Oh, I didn't know you were going to say Earth Gang specifically, but I was looking at some of these and I was
Yeah.
like, huh.
Because like the rest of it kind of makes sense. They're not Dreamville artists. I mean,
Yeah.
Lute is, but Lute's one of those Dreamville artists that like either you're a Dreamville fan or you're a Lute fan. You're not someone who just listens to J. Cole and goes, man, that Lute guy goes crazy.
I love that guy. No.
But no, but
The rest of these
it's
make
cool.
sense.
It's cool though. I'm with it.
I was
man.
surprised Ari Lennox was so big too, because I feel like she's just a lot newer. Like, I know we listened to Sex Age Location. Was that
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think it's because of that album doing so well.
Okay. It's a different vibe, I feel like, slightly to what they got going on, but I like it.
Yeah, I'm with it, man.
Oh, yeah.
Because my favorite thing about the Dreamville Fest is, like I said, it's like Dreamville's summer camp. They really are just going to do whatever they want with it. There's no, set rules for them. Only,
Yeah.
the people going have to follow,
Oh,
the
yeah.
typical festival rules.
Oh yeah.
But like I think it's really cool. The Sean Paul just keeps throwing me off every time I see it. Like I'm with it. I'm not against it. It's just throwing me off every time I see it.
Okay.
Sorry.
Oh,
Shake that ting.
Oh my gosh, dude. Hannah, the entire time. So throwback for anyone who didn't know, we were in New York last weekend, which is why we didn't have Pass the Aux for IBS, which is the International Broadcasters Society Awards, and just schools and colleges all across the nation compete for this, yada yada yada. Hannah, she's our promotions director here, when we each had a song that we played like all New York. I'm not going to talk about mine because this is Past the Aux and that's embarrassing. But hers was Temperature. So we listened to that every day at least 2 or 3 times. And that's, I don't know. That's what we got hyped to.
And then mine was Jiggy Part 1.
That was so good though too. So that's what made it to my playlist with the Phineas and Ferb intro that we were talking about.
No, that's the funniest thing is
Can I play that? Will we get taken down for copyright if I play
Yes.
mine? If I play mine?
Oh, probably not. I don't know. But
Keep going.
when me and Hannah were walking to ramen, we just started singing
Shake
Sean
it.
Paul the whole time. Like literally all the way there,
why?
all the way there and all the way back, like loud as can be, no worries about who saw us.
Well, yeah, that's nobody cares.
Like literally I started just going
yeah, the last.
and she was doing
Can we
the
give it to you? Can we give it to you?
Yeah, literally.
God. Like, he is not. And that song, for anybody who didn't know, 2005. That's when this came out. Him and Usher. The last big song he had on here is Cheap Thrills with Sia in 2016.
Banger.
And then below that, his third popular song is Baby Boy with Beyonce in 2003.
Baby boy,
So,
you stay on my mind, you feel my
that's a
fantasy.
while. To have your biggest songs be not in this last 10 years, not great. Not great.
Oh goodness, I love it though. I'm
Oh
here
yeah.
for it.
Oh, don't worry. Oh my God, Sean Paul. We're gonna have to do some research into how many. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. He did release 6 different music videos in 2022 though.
Yeah, he
What?
he had a song with the Migos like in 2016 or 2017. It wasn't great, but like I
What?
listened to it.
Okay.
But I remember that because I was like, when did he start making music again?
It looks like he was trying to do a lot of stuff in 2016, but nothing stuck. Their features.
Yeah, which I don't blame him. Like,
Oh, yeah.
2016 was a great year to come back.
Oh yeah, for
Um,
sure.
But you want to jump into Sunday now?
Into Sunday now.
So I'm gonna skip the headline and we'll talk about that one very
Okay,
last because
okay.
there's a lot to go with it.
I also want to talk about the last name that's at the bottom. Why is that one? Okay, let's list it first. You list it.
Okay, we got Summer Walker, JID,
Yeah.
Glorilla, Boss, Flocka, Mario, Arya Starr, Baby Tate, Kaz, Jordan Ward, and Ruben Vincent.
Yes.
And I love it. I'm with it. The only one that threw me off is Mario's gonna be there. What's he gonna do? Walk out
Yeah.
on stage and sing "Let Me Love You"? Like they
Yes.
they literally were like, you know what? This year for Dreamville Fest, let's just bring back our favorite like 2000s artists.
Yeah.
They're like,
I
"Screw
actually
it."
love that vibe though.
I'm with it.
Oh,
Like, that's,
me too.
That's my vibe. It's my
Oh,
era.
100%. It's like, I mean, look at how well Pitbull did when he went on tour this year.
Yeah.
And like, he doesn't have anything new.
He has not been putting out stuff.
Nope, he's just Pitbull.
What, the last album was the one that had Timber on it? Like that was his like last huge
Maybe.
album?
I feel like he's released some. Maybe that was his last huge one.
That's what I meant.
I'm looking it up right now while we fact check this. But good lord.
Oh, but and then also at the very bottom it says and Burna Boy.
Mm-hmm.
I could be wrong, but I'm pretty sure Burna Boy is also a DJ on top of being an artist.
Okay.
And so the reason why his name is huge is because he may be just doing the DJing for most of the sets.
Gotcha. Okay, so his name is titled like a headliner.
Yeah, because usually whenever they have like a special guest, it's another huge name right at the
Yeah.
bottom, or when they have like a special DJ at the bottom. Like if you I don't know if anyone pays attention to the Double XL list every year, but every time they announce which producer is going to be DJing for the freshman class, they always put their name huge letters at the bottom of the magazine with all the other names like kind of scrunched into a paragraph. But
To throw it back, Pitbull's last big one was 2014. His last big album.
yeah,
Yeah.
that was
It was Globalization.
Yep.
with the world. The one you were thinking of with Timber was 2012, but like same
my
time.
Gosh.
Yeah, I know. That was over 10
my.
years ago, and that's how big he was.
Why isn't he here?
Oh yeah. Why didn't you bring back
Dreamville
Pitbull? What the heck?
But like that's a great lineup. Both days have like just a crazy lineup.
Oh my gosh,
I would
know.
cry at this concert.
There's not, when you look at festivals and you're just like, oh, that day sucks, or half of those are good, half of those are bad. I don't think that about any of these actually for once, which is kind of weird.
Like even ones that I've never listened to, like Ruben Vincent, or I think Jordan Ward I've heard before on Spillage Village stuff. I think Victini is like the only other one that I really am just like, who?
Yeah.
Other ones I think I've heard of but never like gone out of my way to listen to.
Right.
But like even then I'm like, I'll give them a try.
Oh yeah.
Because given it's a smaller festival, like they have to be there for a reason.
Oh yeah.
I have high hopes that J. Cole wouldn't just be like, hey, you want to come perform at my show? I've never heard you before.
For fun.
Never heard you before, but you can definitely come join us. But no, and like that's just a bonkers lineup in general. Not to mention the headline of day 2 Sunday is J. Cole plus Drake.
So together they will be performing.
So here's where speculation has come into play. And I'm probably going to sound like one of those crazy like conspiracy J. Cole fans right now. And I'm not even that big of a J. Cole fan. I just love Dreamville in general. But they haven't had a song together since 2013 when Drake put out Jodeci Freestyle.
Okay, I didn't know it had been that long.
Yeah, it's been a minute. But they've been showing mad love to each other over the years. Like in J. Cole's song Middle Child, he literally says like, why does everyone want me to beef with Drake? You act like two legends can't coexist.
Yeah.
And so...
Do you think they'll drop a song together before this happens?
Hear me out.
Oh, okay, I'm sorry.
Hear me out. What's dropping tonight that Dreamville's a part of? The Creed soundtrack.
Oh.
What's the main character in Creed's name? Adonis.
Okay.
What's Drake's son's name? Adonis. Who is set to be on the song Adonis Interlude? J. Cole.
Interesting.
Does that mean surprise Drake feature? Who knows? Is it just J. Cole saying, hey, I like Drake, he's going to be at our show? Who knows?
Yeah.
Either way, it's cool. I want to see them work together.
Yeah.
Just like I'd love to see Jid and Kendrick Lamar work together. Because
interesting.
Because they are like just different enough to where like they could complement each other.
Yeah.
That's kind of how I feel.
Or be terrible.
Exactly. That's kind of how I feel about Drake and J. Cole. Because when they made a song together back in 2013.
Now I think they'd kill it again.
Yeah. That's pre like passion fruit Drake. That's I'm hungry, I'm rapping my butt off Drake.
Yeah.
That's like if you've ever heard Jodeci Freestyle, like they both are very early into their careers and you can just tell it's just two young guys starving and they're just trying to make it. But I want more. I want to see them like they're like two of the 5 biggest names in music right now.
In that area, yeah.
Yeah, I want to see two of the top dogs like do this together.
Yeah.
Like it's no different than Nas is still making albums, and him and Jay-Z finally squashed their beef.
Yeah.
Give us Drake and J. Cole and stop trying to get them to beef with each other.
Maybe they will after this festival. Then maybe it'll spark something if it hasn't already.
Maybe they'll beef.
No. Yeah, they just start throwing down on stage. Like that's how they end it.
Mid-concert, Drake's gonna be like, "Oh yeah, by the way, who let you make a song with my son's name in it?"
And then they start fighting. They leave for 20 minutes, come back and be like, I got you guys. It's actually blowing up on Twitter.
No, but I think it'd be really cool so last year, right before Dreamville Festival, if you've watched Past the Aux before, you probably remember we did an episode about D-Day, the Dreamville mixtape that they dropped the day before the festival started. And how crazy it was that the whole festival, every single fan knew almost every single song from that mixtape, even though it came out the day before they went to the concert.
Dedicated fans.
They could do the exact same thing here.
Yeah.
If it's not on the Creed soundtrack, then by all means, let it be before. You still got a whole month. But I'm actually even okay with the idea of like this whole thing like sparking them to like link up and make some music
that's what
together.
I'm saying.
I will say though, I think Drake's not interested in making a collab album with J. Cole.
Oh, I wasn't even talking like a full album. I'm talking maybe like an EP or a couple songs here and there.
Oh yeah, no. I knew where you were coming from with it, but a lot of people are like, "Give us an album, give us an album."
Yeah, they both
Drake's
are
not
too
gonna do
big for that too. And not that they're not. They both want to do their own things. They're established at this point. Like
I don't want to, because I don't want to say Drake is scared, because he's not scared. He's the literally highest selling artist of all time right now. It's more so he doesn't want to have to be that. He doesn't want to have to like go back into that bag of his music, because that's J. Cole's thing. He's always rapped like he has no money in his pockets.
Yeah,
that's been like his appeal this whole time. He raps like it's the last thing that'll save his life, you know.
Yeah.
And I love that about J. Cole. But the reason why him and Drake will never make an album together is because of that alone, and that is the fact that J. Cole always wants to go hard, and Drake he's not there anymore. Like, even on the 21 Savage album, he went a little harder than normal, but he's not making like his Take Care and like Views era music anymore, where he's doing a mix of the singing and angry stuff, and like, or not even angry, but I don't know, harder.
Yeah.
But fingers crossed. That's all I gotta say, because I'm excited about this.
We'll be keeping you guys posted.
Yeah, because I'm excited about this Creed album too.
Yeah.
Just because I love it anytime J. Cole, not just J. Cole, but Dreamville in general has a part in anything, because it always ends up being something, even
Talented
if it's
group.
not.
Yeah.
What do you know? I'm trying to find the tweet I bookmarked that has like the list of artists that are supposed to be on this Creed album, and of course the first tweet that pops up is, I've seen 5 different people now talking about Drake being featured on the Creed soundtrack. I think it's so funny. But Dreamville's Creed 3 soundtrack will reportedly drop tonight with features from J. Cole, obviously, Jid, Big Sean, Kalani, Tierra Whack, Westside Boogie, Blast, ESTG, ISU alum, respect, Ari Lennox, Earth Gang, Buddy, Kaz, Lou, Omen, BJ the Chicago Kid, Kaz, or did I say Kaz Boss? They both have 2 similar names. Reason, and then apparently there's more. So
okay.
Maybe that and more will be Drake. Don't know.
Oh, hopefully.
But it's really exciting, because Dreamville's been popular for a minute now.
Oh, yeah.
But they've been making moves over this past year.
Oh, yeah.
They got a whole movie soundtrack now. Their Dreamville Fest lineup is just absolutely bonkers.
Mm-hmm.
They just signed like a clothing line agreement that I was talking about yesterday.
Okay.
I forget. It's College something.
Yeah.
Is the company that they teamed up with. And like the concept for their clothing line is, what if Dreamville was a college or a university? What would our merchandise look like?
Yeah.
But that's pretty cool.
So it's college
something. It's not College Park, because that's the Logic album.
Official Dreamville store. What is this?
Ow. Oh yeah, it's not even in their store.
Oh, well,
it's like
I don't know.
This huge thing. Like, it's probably gonna cost millions of dollars to get a hold of that
lovely.
clothes.
It's like those big red boots.
Those are worth it. But but I'm super excited. I haven't. Oh, man, J. Cole was supposed to have already dropped an album by now, so this makes me like mad and happy at the same time. That at least I get to hear more J. Cole music.
Yeah.
But overall, like, I'm genuinely just excited, especially after like Ari and JID had a great 2022.
Yeah, it'll be interesting.
But you want to jump into the next topic?
Oh yeah, go for it. So this one is "Don't Get Too Close" by Skrillex, our final album review, and this was 12 songs for 34 minutes, and it came out February 18th. Yeah. So yeah, good. I thought it was a really good album. I remember listening to it on the plane on the way to New York, because my friend Emily told me to listen to it. So good.
No,
I have a lot of opinions about it, actually.
So Skrillex I've listened to since dubstep days, you know, like,
yeah.
And so I've watched this growth, whatever you want to call it, because he obviously doesn't make dubstep music anymore,
right?
But I don't think I've been excited about a Skrillex album until I saw the track list for this one.
Oh my gosh, I know.
Because some of my favorite, like, for lack of better term, some of my favorite underground artists are on this album. Like, Bobby Raps being on the first song is amazing.
Gosh. That song was so good. And I don't normally like music that's like, I don't want to say church music at the beginning where it's like layered all together like that, but
it's got like a orchestra vibe
at the very beginning for like 2 seconds, and then he immediately like warps it techno-y. And production just such a headphones album. I stand by it. You cannot fully appreciate this on any sort of speakers or anything. It's headphones. But I don't know.
Pink Panther showing up is great.
Oh yeah,
I love her.
Trippie Redd,
Young Lean.
Yes.
Corbin,
Kid Cudi, Chief Keef, Justin Bieber, Sway Lee.
Yeah. All great ones. And Don Toliver. He's recently been huge.
How do you say that? Bibby Borley?
Borley?
Bibby Borley?
Say Borley for now.
Yeah.
Look it up later.
I know she actually helped produce.
Sorry, keep going.
What's up? Oh, she actually helped produce a lot of this album with him, which I thought was super interesting.
Yeah, I saw that too because typically, it's just him producing.
So there was actually only 2 songs from this album that were released before it came out, and that was Way Back, which is the second track, which had Pink Panthers and Trippie Redd on it, and then the 10th track, which is Don't Get Too Close, which is what the album is called, with Bibby. And yeah, I don't know. I don't know. There were so many great features on this. It was just crazy.
Yeah. Do you want to go track by track, or do you want to just like kind of talk about the highs and lows?
I want to talk about the highs and lows for this, I think.
I'll let you go first then. You're a very headphones heavy girl.
The first 2 songs, so good. Like Way Back, immediately put on my playlist. Like so good. I'm not a huge Trippie Redd person by any means, but him and Pink Panthers together. Oh my god.
Yeah.
Oh my god. It was so good.
I've noticed that like with Trippie Redd, depending on how he does it, some of his like techno-y singing songs aren't very good unless he's working with a DJ.
I wish he would work with DJs more often.
Because like his song with Diplo.
Oh my god, I know.
Very good.
I like his music where he works is a feature with DJs.
Yes.
So much.
Yeah, stick for him, like for his own personal stuff, stick with R&B and rap. Yeah. Do what you normally do.
Yeah.
But whenever you're going to make like a techno dance song, go work with like Calvin Harris or something. Could you imagine Calvin Harris and Trippie Redd together?
Yes. That would be a phenomenal pairing.
It'd be awesome. It's because he's got such a fun voice.
He needs to utilize it too. Yeah.
Exactly.
Oh my gosh. So those 2 were some of my favorites. And then you had pointed out the Corbin song.
That's my favorite song on the
album. Oh my god, that was one of my favorite ones too. With that and then Chief Keef.
Yeah.
So beautiful.
Yeah. So I don't know if you've heard Corbin before.
I have, yes. I've listened to some stuff. I feel like even for Past the Aux, we listened to some of it.
I think we listened to his last album.
Yes,
maybe.
I think we did.
Yeah, this isn't his music.
No, not at all. But his voice is beautiful.
I have never heard his voice when he's not sad. Well, I guess technically the song's like sad, but it's not. It's dancey.
Yeah.
But I've never heard him like with upbeat music because it's always like this weird like. So his very first project was very like old grungy like alternative music, and then his last project was like some like lo-fi R&B. It was crazy. It was like it was like a Joji album if they put him in it.
I'd agree.
And 100%. Like he has a beautiful voice that's got like this raspiness to it. But with this song specifically, he like. I don't know how to explain it. It's almost like he took an antidepressant and was like, "I'm better now,"
and
started singing like above a level that he normally because he's always had a good voice, but something about what he did with this and this instrumental and with Chief Keef.
If you would have looked at me though and said Corbin, Chief Keef, Skrillex, I would have been like,
That's
one
of my favorite things about Skrillex is like he does production obviously that's not for his albums.
Right. Yeah.
There's a lot of times where like there'll just be like a random like tweet. It'll be like Skrillex in the studio with like Kodak Black and Jay-Z, and you're like, who?
Why?
You're like, why? And that song comes out, and you're like,
what? Yeah.
Yeah. It's kind of like what Diplo's been doing a lot lately.
Yeah. I'd say Diplo's focusing a little more mainstream though, where he's still staying a lot more dance.
Yeah.
Like not that Diplo isn't, but
Yeah.
he goes there is a lot of interpretive stuff still in this album where you're like, okay, this is getting far-fetched, so if you like this music, it's great.
Yeah, it's
if
getting
you don't,
funky.
If you don't, you're steering off track.
Yeah. Yeah, I just meant like it's kind of like how Diplo's does it, where he's just like, all right, I'm gonna.
Yeah.
Oh, Kodak Black. Oh, country artist.
Yeah, I 100% agree. I wonder if
And-
that's what he just does. He just pulls out a hat and he's like, what genres do we want to mix today? That's what he does.
I love that, and I know that from what I've seen, like in interviews and like just people talking about stuff, Skrillex is a very hands-on producer, even further than like doing his part of it, which is the producing. He's there for the artist in every way, shape, or form. Like he helps with writing if needed. He's a lot of fun to work with, is what I've heard a lot of, and that's why Justin Bieber keeps working with him. Because the first time they worked together was that "Where Are You" song.
Oh yeah,
And,
that blew up.
And that song was phenomenal.
What was that?
when it came
2012
out.
or 2014?
It was 2014 because it was on the same album as Mark My Words.
Okay.
I forgot the name. Purpose? Is that the name of that
I
album?
think it was Purpose because it's got the U, right? Is that?
The single had the U, yeah, because it had that.
Yeah,
Because it was
yeah.
Skrillex and then that one other producer.
Yeah, Skrillex. Oh, it was Skrillex, Diplo, and U-Jack.
That's what it is. U-Jack. That's why it had the big U.
Yeah.
Because that was the same album that had like Big Sean, Nas.
So that's actually 2015.
Oh, I was close.
I gave
We
you
were
the options
close
of
enough.
2012 and 20 whatever.
Yeah.
So
We were close
yeah.
enough. That
It's good,
counts.
it was good.
We're good Bieber fans.
Of course.
No, but like that song alone is just nuts, and
Oh,
I love seeing like artists like give Skrillex his flowers, because obviously he looks funny sometimes with his
Yeah.
hairstyle choices, but like he's really been here for a long time doing
Yeah.
this. Like, how old were you when you first heard Skrillex?
Oh, I don't know. Whatever was
Like,
on the
were
radio.
we like
Young.
11?
Yeah, something
10,
like
11?
that. I mean, it's been at least 10 years. Yeah.
So picture 11 years of the same person who's not like Drake.
But different. But still
That's what
different.
I mean.
Yeah.
It's like, think of like the same person for 11 years that everyone like doesn't know anything about really.
Oh, yeah. But
'Cause, like,
you know
he's still a
him.
very like taboo. Like,
Yeah.
you don't know much about Skrillex other than, oh, he's a producer, he's a DJ, this is what he looks like.
And he does great stuff.
Yeah. And
And he's Skrillex.
I love that. Keep it that way. Bangarang.
Oh, yeah.
I want him to bring dubstep back just cause. Like,
just for like
just
stuff
for the
like
meme.
Bangarang.
Yeah. Just
Bangarang.
randomly.
Dude, I love that. Like my freshman year, that was such a good.
Imagine like halfway through this album,
It
you're
just-
sitting there and you're just like dancing, and you just hear whoa 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 whoa.
I'd
Blah, blah. You're just like,
What just happened?
that'd be great.
I will say. So first, I wanted to start with. I think the top half of this album was 10 times better than the bottom half, like by a lot.
Yes.
Second, one of the songs. So I picked out like my favorite ones, and then I highlighted them in green. There was only one song where I didn't like love it or hate it, and I was really disappointed that I didn't love or hate it because it was the Kid Cudi song. Oh my gosh, I was disappointed.
We're on the same page.
I was disappointed.
You know what I was thinking the whole time I was listening to it?
What?
The first time I listened to it, I was like, not bad.
Yeah.
And then the second time going through before we did this,
Yeah.
I'm sitting there and I'm like, I figured it out. He seems so uninterested.
Yeah.
He seemed bored. He seemed like he had he seemed like he had no drive, because the song itself would have been great if he
Right.
would have just put energy into it.
It was just like,
How are you gonna make a love song and like talk about how happy you are with the person,
and you're like, yeah,
and then just be like,
I'm so happy.
You're like, oh my gosh, we're so happy together.
It's actually great.
Like, oh my
It's-
gosh,
we're doing
I'm
great.
so in love.
Oh.
Wub wub wub.
Yeah,
Dance-
that's exactly how he
dance beat.
sounds. I was especially with him being such a good producer, I was disappointed by that one.
Yeah,
I wonder if they clashed heads a little bit,
might have.
because like that's
I've-
just the vibe I got.
I've
from
heard
that
a
song.
lot of people like behind the scenes are having issues with Kid Cudi lately. That's what
I believe it.
and that makes me sad, because part of me is like, man, Kid Cudi's like free of like all the Kanye
Yeah.
stuff now. Like,
Yeah.
no one's gonna be like associating with Kanye anymore. He's like this is his big break, and then of course right as he gets his big break is when you see like Kid Cudi like him throwing a little hissy fit on that stage at one concert. Not the one where they threw water bottles at him. I don't blame him for getting mad at people throwing trash at him.
Right.
Even though I laughed at it. But like, I don't like. It's like he's having like this weird like I'm a superstar.
Right.
No one can mess with me.
Oh yeah.
And I hate that.
Big ego.
Because like his music has always been the opposite of that.
Right. So I don't know. It's like the fame is going to his head a little bit.
Hopefully he gets his crap together because I would hate to see like the one artist that like he was like a pinnacle of like high school and like late middle school for me at least.
Yeah.
Like him and like his music and like Kyle's music, like the happy vibes.
Yeah.
Like the trippy, goofy nerd music.
But that's just not what it's turning into, and I don't love it.
It's like he's like, I started acting now, so I'm better than everyone.
Yeah. Not it.
I'll tell you what happened. He got washed by Eminem on his own song and everything went downhill.
He just said, I'm done.
The Adventures of Moon Man and Slim broke his heart. He was like, man, I shouldn't have had Eminem on my song.
Yeah.
He broke me.
That's it. So I did want to talk about the 2 songs that I didn't like on this one. And the reason I wanted to point it out, which I thought was crazy, Don't Get Too Close, which was the title of, I do feel bad saying I hate that song because he put the most, I was reading like the stuff he wrote about the album and it's the song he worked the hardest on and everything. And she, Bibby, the girl who helped do all of this, I hate both the features she's in. I do not like it. I don't like the seriousness of the song with this whiny, childlike voice. I'm like, this makes me uncomfortable.
It's like her voice is purposely stuck in that one voice that Nicki Minaj always does.
Yeah.
And so,
the intro is just too long. It's 1 minute and 30 seconds of just not changing peaceful music.
Yeah.
And I just thought,
'cause I'm all for like making a song that's got like peaceful vibes that like turns into like a like a dance song.
But for 1 minute and 30
with
seconds,
nothing else.
Yeah.
Get out
and then
of
it's just
here.
her talking and whining, and I'm like, oh my god. And she laughs, like it's not terrible, but I'm just like, oh my god.
Yeah. I think we're on the same page because I don't like either of those songs.
That's so. I don't think I did not think that you and I would sit down and agree with this whole album. And have
I like the beginning of it, like with the peaceful vibe. I was like, man, this is gonna be awesome. I was like waiting for it, and I was just like,
I just decided I don't really like her. I just don't think that she worked well with this. Now maybe she has great production skill with other artists, but like with her own. Ooh.
You know what I also wasn't a big fan of? I didn't really like Real Spring.
Okay.
I think Blade worked really well with Young Lean, but that song alone, like, it felt like he couldn't carry it.
I get it. Yeah. I get it.
You know how some people like overcompensate?
Yeah.
It felt like he was like holding something that was too big for just his arms.
Yeah.
And that happens. Like, because he's not a bad artist.
No.
I've heard Blade's solo work before, and like, I'm not a huge fan, not because I didn't like it, just it's not my main style that I listen to, but like, I would listen to it again. Like, if I was, if I was DJing or if I was looking for something clubby to listen to, Blade would be in there. He's got good music.
I actually don't know much about Blade, if I'm being real. But I really liked Ceremony, and I liked Real Spring. I didn't dislike it, but I do 100% see where you're coming from with that song. Because after you go from Ceremony to Real Spring, like I see where that.
Because it wasn't terrible,
but it's not like.
Because it's not like I'm never gonna go back to it like the other two.
Agree.
But
agree.
I'm just not gonna choose that one first because like I literally added every single song except for the BB Borelli ones and.
Which is why when I realized, like, and I was reading about it, that she helped make everything else, I was like, oh, gosh.
Stay away from the microphone.
I know.
Someone get homegirl away from the microphone.
Skrillex also wrote that, like, this was one of the softest things he thinks he's ever produced. Don't Get Too Close in the whole album. Oh, yeah, for sure. But I question how much he had to have loved like the Don't Get Too Close song. He had to have, because he named the whole album after it and everything else. But he had to have known that song wasn't going to do well because he takes the same exact beat and then uses it on Mixed Signals with Sway Lee and then just hypes it up just a little more. And I loved that song. Yeah. Like, I love Sway Lee getting back in there. And this is one where it flowed from one song to the other just beautifully. Like, if you're going to listen to it in order, that's the only thing that I'd say is good about the Don't Get Too Close song. But the build-up's just a lot better in Mixed Signals. Like, I feel like Mixed Signals is literally the fun Don't Get Too Close.
Exactly.
Yep.
And that's what was needed.
Yeah.
You know, like you can tell he put his heart into this whole album.
Oh yeah. His heart's in even the ones I don't like.
Exactly.
It's just...
Well, that's what I mean is like we're not trying to take anything away from him. It's just BB. Just get yourself together.
I just didn't like it.
You know what's really crazy. This is actually the second album that Skrillex dropped within the same month.
Interesting. I didn't listen to the other
within a day
ones.
of each other.
Oh, I didn't listen to the other one.
Quest for Fire came out February 17th.
Oh.
Which I've heard of some of these artists. Bobby Raps is also the very first track of that one too.
What?
Yeah. It's crazy.
What?
Yeah, because
he released 2 albums within a day of each other? Hello?
Yeah, and Missy Elliott's on this one, Quest for Fire.
How did I miss this?
Well, now you can write an article on it.
He's got Sway Lee on both of them, Beam on both of them. Interesting. Okay. Wow. I'm sorry. I'm so just taken aback by looking at this because I wonder if this vibe's completely different. Yeah. I'm gonna write a fun compare contrast article. I think that would be a cool one.
Yeah, because I know this one's a little different because I had no idea.
It looks different.
I had no idea that they came out so close to each other, but I saw tweets about Quest for Fire.
I'm gonna have to text Emily and be like, which Skrillex album did you tell me to listen to? Because I listened to one.
I bet it was the Don't Get Too Close because
I feel like that's the one he's been advertising too and like marketing.
Everyone went crazy for that one.
Yeah.
Because Quest for Fire could be an old mixtape he just finally got on streaming.
Yeah.
You know?
Maybe. That's so weird.
Or not. I don't think it is.
No, I don't think so. I think he just was like, you know what? 2 albums. Couldn't decide which vibe I was going for, so here's both of them.
Oh! Sorry.
Bobby Raps, Missy Elliott. Did we review the wrong album?
Maybe. I was reading Ratata with Missy Elliott.
Yeah.
Do you know why it's called Ratata?
It makes me think of that song she already has. Ratatata. Work it. Let me work it. Do you know
that's what they did.
Gosh.
He sampled it.
You and I, the reason you thought about that so fast, you helped me last semester. So Indiana State University does it's called Sync, and a sorority pairs with a fraternity and they dance together, and it's kind of like a dance competition routine show. And we picked 5 songs, and Work It for my sorority was one of them. So I helped make the music for that, and that's what we took that sample to switch songs and stuff like that. Because I was like, why do I know? I can literally hear her saying that in my head.
I was reading, and in that song, apparently Missy interpolates her own song and does the we'll listen to it, and when Callie writes her article, I'll have her put little tiny footnotes and be like, Gavin agrees. Gavin also said this.
Gavin approved. Gavin disapproved.
Yeah,
Fact,
the vibe of the day.
Very strange. Also, celebrating just a little bit because my class just got canceled. So,
get out of here! Get out of here!
Okay, so we agreed on the Skrillex album. I don't know what's going on now, but
we're in sync now. Not the dancing competition, but
we were buffering, and now we're just synced up.
Oh man.
Okay. We have not agreed many times this much. This is a rarity.
What is happening?
Okay. Anyways, do we want to go ahead and do our top 3 songs?
Let's do that.
Alrighty. God. Okay. Top 3 songs. Oh, 3? Crud. Okay. I got 4. Okay.
I'll say I got 4 also.
All right. We're doing our top 4 songs in no particular order.
And no arguments.
Yeah. All right. Don't Leave Me Like This. Way Back. Bad for Me. And Don't Go.
Okay.
Alrighty.
We're very close.
Okay.
Don't Leave Me Like This. Way Back. Ceremony. And Bad for Me.
Okay. Ceremony was up there.
No, Don't Go is very good. I love Young Lean.
Oh, I know. Ceremony would be my 5th. There. I was literally thinking about those 2.
Yeah.
I don't know. I love Justin Bieber. I hate to say I love Justin Bieber, but I love Justin Bieber.
Yeah.
But
bless him.
Oh goodness.
He's got some stuff going on.
Are we gonna
right
rate the album?
Yeah, we're going to.
All right.
Let's do it.
Alrighty, you want to give your ranking
You
first?
want me to go first?
Yeah,
Okay,
go for it.
so
There's 12 songs, so we're doing this one out of 12.
okay, so out of 12, I'm gonna be a little nicer than I was originally going to because just I had a little bit of anger about certain things.
Which ones?
The Kid Cudi one really made me mad.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna go with a 9 out of 12. Kid Cudi is still the one I kicked out, but because I was so mad at Kid Cudi, I was a little too harsh on Real Spring.
Okay.
I'm gonna give it a little bit of love because Blade's not bad. It's just that song just feels like it was put in a weird place on the album because right after Ceremony, it's a little lackluster.
Gavin, I'm kind of scared.
Why?
Because I also gave it a 9 out of 12. Specifically for the Kid Cudi song and then those two songs. I was like, which I like. Okay, I thought I was gonna get hate from you when I came in. I was like, no Kid Cudi, like just because it's Kid Cudi, but like,
no, I could.
What is going on? What's going on? I don't know.
Yeah, I am.
And yeah, listen to the Skrillex album. It's pretty good.
Definitely listen to it.
From two very different opinions and music tastes.
Like we were just talking about with Skrillex too, is like he could do anything.
Oh yeah.
And he really blends like these worlds together because Bobby Raps and Corbin, they work together a lot. Mm-hmm. Like they're like best friends, I think, in real life. Yeah. And so them both being on this album just shows like Skrillex not only putting a lot of effort into this thing, is he's also showing love to these, for lack of better, one day I'll find a better term for this, but underground, because underground is a very bogus term nowadays. Yeah. We need to figure out something different because these are people that are very popular, but they're just not Grammy successful. Yeah. You know, same as, you know,
tier B. Yeah. Or like B tier.
Yeah. I guess.
C tier?
Yeah.
By C tier by popularity, not by quality. Yeah. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah, they're well known, but
like
they're
A
not,
tier is like legend, like J. Cole, like whatever.
They're like well known, but they're not like doing arena tours yet.
Yeah.
Which Corbin probably never will. As a Corbin fan, I can even say it. He just be doing whatever.
He just wants to be Corbin.
He just be doing whatever. No, but it was a very good album, and I was very excited.
Yeah, I was happier with this album than I thought I'd be. I did not think I'd go listen to a Skrillex album, let alone a second one. Wow. I'm about to go listen to a second Skrillex album.
They broke Callie Cole.
I know. A little crazy.
No, but overall, I enjoyed it thoroughly. It's literally just those 3 songs that turned me off of it.
Oh, I agree. For a while there, I was like, is this going to be another perfect track? I was like, no way. It's like, no way this one's going to be this good.
Yeah. No, but good job. Yeah. Skrillex, proud of you.
Alrighty. So, as always, follow us on social media. So you can see us on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter at WZIS-FM. Yeah. Until next week, I've been Callie Cole.
I've been Gavin the Chef Cook.
And this has been Pass the Aux.
And we will see you next time.